Hello, boys and girls. As you are getting tucked in for bed, I will read a story for you. This book I read to my son Joseph, my other son Cody, and my other son Brandon. I also have 3 grandchildren that I have read this book to. I started reading this book in 1999 when they were just little, very little. And now, since they're grown, the grandkids don't really come over much, so I miss reading the book. So now you get the pleasure of listening to me read a bedtime story to you. I hope you enjoy it as much as I will enjoy reading it to you. We're just going to go down the book as I did with my children and grandchildren and read it. If you have something specific that you want me to read, put it in the comments below, and I will do my best to get it on for you. Please like, share, and all that good stuff. The more the merrier. Goldilocks and the 3 Bears. There once was a family of 3 bears. There was a great big Papa Bear, a middle-sized Mama Bear, and a wee little baby bear. These 3 bears lived in a cozy little house right in the middle of the forest. The 3 bears always started each day in the very same way. First, they washed their faces and paws with sparkling fresh water and sweet-smelling soap. Then they made their beds, fluffed their pillows. After they were dressed for the day, they went downstairs for a nice breakfast of delicious porridge. I'm not really a porridge person, but as you can see, there's their porridge. One bright morning, Mama Bear cooked the porridge and called her family for breakfast, just as she did every day, rain or shine. She spooned the porridge into their 3 bowls, and they all sat down to eat. "It's too hot!" exclaimed Baby Bear, tasting the porridge in his wee little bowl. "We must let the porridge cool for a little while," agreed Papa Bear and Mama Bear, after they tasted their porridge in their bowls. The 3 bears decided to go for a walk while their hot breakfast cooled. Mama Bear took her basket in case they happened to find a ripe blackberry to put on top of their porridge. That would taste good, wouldn't it? Now, it just so happens that a little girl named Goldilocks was out walking in the woods that morning, all by herself. She'd been walking since quite early and was feeling rather tired and hungry as well, because she had left her house without eating breakfast. When Goldilocks saw the bear's little house, she thought it was a perfect place to rest. Goldilocks marched up to the front door and knocked, but there was no answer. The bears were still out taking their walk, so Goldilocks let herself in. That's actually not very nice. We don't just walk into people's houses we don't know. Anyway, Goldilocks saw the 3 bowls of porridge. Her mouth started to water. Her stomach started to rumble at once. So she decided that she simply must taste the porridge. First, she dipped the spoon into the great big bowl that belonged to Papa Bear. "Oh, this porridge is too hot," she cried. The next, she tried the middle-sized bowl that belonged to Mama Bear. "Ooh, this porridge is too cold," she said. At last, she tasted from the wee little bowl that belonged to Baby Bear. "This porridge is just right," she said, and she gobbled it all up. After she had eaten the porridge, Goldilocks wanted to rest. She went into the bear's sitting room where she saw 3 chairs. First, she sat down at the big chair. "This chair is too hard," she said. Next, she tried the middle chair. "This chair is too soft," she said, struggling to get out. Last, she tried the wee little chair that was just right size for her to sit in. "This chair is just right," she smiled. But Goldilocks sat down so hard that the wee little chair broke all to pieces. By this time, Goldilocks was very sleepy. She tiptoed up the steps and found 3 beds. First, she laid down on the great big bed. "This bed is too high at the head," she said. The next, she tried the mid-sized bed. "This bed is too high at the foot," she frowned. Last, Goldilocks laid down on Baby Bear's wee little bed and said, "This bed is just right." Soon Goldilocks fell fast asleep. Short time later, the 3 bears returned home from their walk. They noticed right away that things were not quite right. Papa Bear looked at his great big bowl of porridge and said in his great big voice, "Someone's been eating my porridge." Mama Bear looked at her mid-sized bowl of porridge and said in her mid-sized voice, "Someone's been eating my porridge." Baby Bear looked at his wee little bowl and said in his wee little voice, "Someone's been eating my porridge and is eating it all up." Look at him sitting there crying. The 3 bears then went into their sitting room. When they saw the big chair, Papa Bear said in his great big voice, "Someone's been sitting in my chair." Mama Bear looked in her mid-sized chair and said in her mid-sized voice, "Someone's been sitting in my chair." And Baby Bear looked in his wee little chair and he cried in his wee little voice, "Someone's been sitting in my chair and has broken it all to pieces." It is broken, isn't it? Sure is. The 3 bears went upstairs to their bedroom. Papa Bear looked at his great big bed and he said in his great big voice, "Someone's been sleeping in my bed." When Mama Bear looked in her mid-sized bed, she said in her mid-sized voice, "Someone's been sleeping in my bed." Baby Bear looked in his little bed and cried in his wee little voice, "Someone's been sleeping in my bed, and there she is." And there's Goldilocks sound asleep in Little Bear's bed. Baby Bear, wee little voice, woke up Goldilocks. She sat up to find the three bears staring at her. They did not look pleased to see her. Quick as a wink, she rolled out of bed and ran straight to the window. She jumped right out and ran off as fast as her legs would carry. The three bears never saw Goldilocks again. The end. I hope you all enjoyed that. I hope you boys and girls have a good night's sleep. As my mom and grandparents said to me, sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite. Take care, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Hansel and Gretel is on deck. Take care. Bye now.